All right, welcome back, folks. Another week in isolation. Those of you who are following rules. I am Hattie McDaniel.
And I am Maxine Shaw, attorney at law.
This is another episode of The Read,
It
courtesy of the everlasting sirens outside.
I actually came in, you know that little office room that I have that's really storage instead? That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
everything else is just too loud.
Yeah, I'm in a similar room in my apartment.
We're
but
doing
it's
our best.
also- right. Yeah, what the fuck do you want? I didn't make this goddamn disease. So back again. Hope everyone is doing well, doing their best to maintain. I know that my mental health is slowly deteriorating,
Oh, yeah.
but
Hard time.
let's just try to, keep things moving in our normal routine, laugh at things and people, and keep it fucking moving.
Alrighty.
Starting with some Black excellence. So, this week, I'm giving the Black excellence to a 7-year-old young man named Kavanaugh Bell. Kavanaugh is from Maryland. He is a first grader who's been using his savings from Christmases and from birthdays, which amounts to about $600, to create COVID care packs. And he has gifted 65 seniors with essential items, from food to bleach and other important things in the, current crisis. He's also, according to BecauseOfThem.weekend.com, donated 31 meals to seniors from a local restaurant. He's fed more than 90 students and just felt it upon himself, inspired by his grandmother, to come up with these things, not only just for seniors who may not be able to go out or deal with grocery stores and things like that, but just all kinds of people who need help in these trying times. This young man gathered his own gifted money to help take care of the streets. So I salute you, young man,
Yes,
and all
amen.
that you're doing, because not only would have grown-ups kept that $600, children damn sure would have kept that $600.
Okay. You know how many
And
trips
this
to the
looked like
candy
some
store
good
that is?
food.
Bitch.
Right, like that's really 2020 and beyond.
Yes.
In terms of, adding up airheads and blow pops. So honestly, shout out to him. He also has a nonprofit called Cool and Dope. And it is an organization that he started to end bullying and youth suicide through political and social action by his 18th birthday. He is
Wow.
again 7.
Okay.
So
with a plan.
you can go to coolanddope.com for more information on that. I think you can donate. You can also get information on how to help with their current relief efforts and things like that. So shout out to you, Kavanaugh, and to the adults in your life that have helped you be an amazing person.
Right.
And a great human being. And just to piggyback off of that, shout out to Rihanna for being one of a few notable rich people who's actually using their money to help people. There are loads of people in this country with millions and billions of dollars that could be doing similar things like Rihanna. She made a $5 million donation to relief efforts. I heard that she was donating all kinds of things to healthcare workers and organizations and things like that. Meanwhile, some of the richest white people in this country are just
Oh, shit. Don't do it.
sitting on
Asking
their
us to
knuckles.
help. Talking about crowdfund with me. Bitch, you're worth $800 million? Fuck you mean
I'm
crowdfund
sorry.
with you?
What?
Girl, I don't have it. Fuck is you talking about? Yeah, that was great.
So,
Oh my
shout out
God.
to all of you folks.
Yes, and I also wanted to mention Dr. Kizmikia Corbett. Have you heard of this lady?
No.
She's a viral immunologist, and she is working with the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious
I did
Diseases
hear
to
about
develop
this,
a vaccine
yes.
for the virus. Yeah.
I did hear about this. Yeah.
So a Black woman is leading the charge to hopefully, get us all out of this shit ASAP. She's been obviously doing this sort of thing for a while. And I think she even worked back in when like SARS, it was going crazy. And she studied how like proteins and something with cells and binding and science shit I don't get. But shout out to all the doctors and especially this one who is doing great work to hopefully help these sorry ass motherfuckers and us, just everybody worldwide, because it's desperately needed.
Black women, once again, putting down their
Saving
pocketbook
the
and
world.
just getting the work done.
Always.
Yep.
Always.
I mean, thankless job, honestly.
Yeah,
Because,
truly is.
my word.
Truly is. Because people who could stay home are like, actually, fuck you. And it's like,
Oh yeah, that's my read. But we'll touch on
do we
that
want the
in a
doctors
bit.
to die too, girl? Okay. Anyway.
I mean,
anyway.
so this week in our pop culture segment, Hot Tops, New Kids on the Cock.
Oh my God, no, it's
That
too
sounds
early.
kind of bad.
It's too early.
I mean, well, the gays used to call one another kids. I don't think they still do that, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah,
whatever.
it's fine.
So first up, I woke up today. The internet was all abuzz with talk of Drake and these photos he posted of his son Adonis, who is now a little over 2 years old. He posted this very lengthy spoken word. I don't know what this was. It was very inspirational.
Oh, that caption?
Yeah.
No, I'm not
joy
reading all
and manifestation and control your surroundings and all kinds of stuff. For those of you who have your hearts open enough to receive positivity, that's for you. But the meat of the information here is that, yeah, we get to see what Adonis looks like. And Adonis looks like a very strong mixture, to me anyway, of his daddy and his grandma.
Yeah,
Right.
he looks just like Sandy to me. Just a
Yeah.
blonder, like blue, gray eyes. I don't know, but yes, he looks like
Very
his
blue eyes.
grandmammy. Yes, if you ask me.
I remember like that clip when Drake was on The Shop, that LeBron James HBO
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And he was talking about Pusha T and all that stuff. But he showed LeBron a picture of the baby on his phone at the time. We didn't get to see it.
Right.
But I remember him mentioning his like baby blue eyes, or super blue eyes, something like that. And I remember thinking to myself, how? like
I know how.
where do you get him from? But yeah, I'm pretty sure Aubrey's mom has blue eyes and super blonde hair, and the rest of them just kind of looks like King Harris. But
Okay. Well, I mean,
Adorable
that's the thing about
child.
genes. They do that. Genes can lie recessive and then pop up in random kids. You see kids reach back 2-3 generations all the time.
absolutely,
So-
kids be coming out looking like their aunt, uncle, grandma, granddaddy, like, and that's a really
Yes.
fascinating thing. I saw a lot of stupid comments, but that's to be expected, about his hair and eyes and whose dad this child actually is or whatever. And
That's a stupid question.
it really is. I don't expect a lot of people to read, but also like, genetics are a fascinating thing.
They are.
And you should get into that, not just because you sound dumb, but because it's actually really interesting.
It is. And I don't know
Um,
what y'all thought the child of a white woman and a mixed man was going to look like. What did y'all think that baby was going to look like? He's mostly white. Of course he looks like that. Like, where's the shock?
I
I just couldn't believe
Whatever.
Drake let us see him. I was like, oh, are they all quarantining together? Because niggas will go lay up with their baby mama. They will.
with these photos and this inspirational Daily Bread ass caption,
Mm-hmm.
I figure that Aubrey's in a moment where he's like, life's short, the girls are dying, I don't have to hide the world from my son anymore. And so this is my young king. This is my Simba. Here
Yeah.
he is. I love that Adonis in these like professional photos is so perplexed. Like the ones
Yeah.
that are clearly taken on a phone and stuff like that. He's just living his life, being rich, having a good time.
Right.
But like these professional ones, he's looking like I've never done this before.
And you can get out my face with all them contraptions. Any
Like-
minute now.
Daddy, somebody did I just watch Peppa Pig, so
I was waiting
Let me
on
ask
it.
you a question.
I wasn't going to ask, but I was waiting on it. Of course.
I just was turning it off. I don't understand, like we can't just watch my TV show. Rascal. All right. I don't understand. Like I just think that he,
Yeah.
he very much is like, what is this and why are we doing it?
Mhm.
But adorable photos, cute kid, love and blessings and health to everybody. His mama also posted a very love and light astrological ass caption about how happy everybody is in the family, and some photoshopped picture of the three of them with blonde hair or whatever.
I saw that.
That was interesting to look at as well. But yeah, Lil Sandy looks happy and healthy, and good for them.
Yeah, I know
Good
niggas
for
made
them.
jokes about it, but I never saw anything wrong with Drake not telling us about his child or not putting his kid on social media. I never saw an issue with that at all.
It made sense to me from
Yeah.
the very beginning.
We're not
because
entitled to know about these
same.
people's children.
At all.
At
I
all.
expected that I would see Adonis when he was like in his teens
Yep.
and had his own phone and social
Exactly.
media. And I would have not had a problem with that at all.
Whatever the
Like, I
Instagram
referenced-
is of, 10, 15 years from now, I figured that was when that
Yeah.
young man would make his debut. And I wouldn't be shocked if we didn't get much else after this either, because people are crazy.
Yeah, that's look, fine with me. It's okay.
The fact that
I
they
don't
kept
have
it
a
under
problem with
wraps
that.
for this long, like he's over a year old, right?
Yeah, he's 2.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I think he was born in
Goddamn.
2017. Yeah.
Oh,
He'll be
wow.
3 in October.
Oh, my God. Oh,
Yeah,
they
this
did a
little
great
man
job
been here.
then.
He already has his favorite programming, probably the juice that
Yeah.
he prefers.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? He's been here. Words. Sure, he has full conversations with
Oh,
his,
yes. In
his
French
mammy
and
them.
English.
Oh, that's right.
And
So,
patois. The nigga
So
speaks 3
listen.
languages.
he speaks it all. And he's been around the world and back
Right.
on Drake's private jet.
His
That's like
own jet. His own
Boeing
airline,
777.
whatever that
He's like
was.
a actual large plane.
Yeah.
That
So-
also looks like the sky. So I guess it's a camouflage plane. Whatever. Good. Congratulations, everybody.
Okay.
Happiness and health and things of that nature.
Yes.
Speaking of Jamaicans, Vibes Cartel got everybody in jail and trouble.
What?
Vibes Cartel, huge dance hall artist.
Yeah.
Been in prison for a minute for murder.
Yeah. Knew
Life.
that. Knew that part.
I think he's eligible for parole like after 35 years. So the doll's going to be locked up for a while, maybe forever. And apparently during these quarantines, somebody had him on a live stream for all of what seemed to be like 4 seconds. I don't even think his face shows, but you hear his little reggae singing voice. Child, they cleared the whole prison out. They raided everybody's cell.
What?
Everybody was like, look,
Oh, God.
the answer's no. So they said that they are issuing sanctions. Sanctions for Vibes Cartel and
Oh,
sanctions
God.
for every other motherfucker who was caught with contraband. And
Damn.
these are the times that we're going through. And it just feels like, out of all of the famous niggas locked up in the time of the coronavirus, it's interesting that this is Vibes Cartel story because
Right.
Tekashi is desperately trying to get released early.
Yeah.
R. Kelly crying and talking about he want to get out early because the corona. And I'm like, girl, why don't we just let everybody out there?
I mean,
Why?
honestly, I think a lot of people are pushing to let everybody out just because prisons are so gross and it's going to spread so much faster amongst that population. So I think there are people legitimately trying to do that. I don't know about the logistics of that though, because
Right.
it's murderers and rapists and shit locked up. And it's like, don't know that we want to just unleash all them niggas onto society either.
But again,
Mm.
there should be plans
Yeah.
for things like this.
There
I
should.
understand this is unprecedented. I understand that there's a lot going on. It's overwhelming. But I just feel like there should have been sort of an idea on how to dance around some of this stuff or through it. But who am I? No one. Who fucking knows?
No, I mean, it makes sense. Like, there should be, just like how we had a pandemic response team until Trump fired all of them. There should be, there should be things like that. Like, people should have thought about this. But, they don't actually give a fuck about the people in prison. So that's not going to happen. Hell, they don't give a fuck about the people outside of prison.
Well, that is a very fair and actual point.
Yeah, good luck to everybody.
Another thing that the girls are doing on social media to, I guess, get through their quarantine boredom, tuning into these celebrity R&B Instagram battles.
Yes, it's very fun.
So there have been a few of these. I believe Swizz Beatz Timbaland did one. One that was most talked about was Sean Garrett versus The Dream.
Lord.
I'll go ahead and say I haven't watched any of these.
Okay. Well, the Sean Garrett one was a mess.
I saw clips of it. Sean Garrett looked like a very expressive raspberry. A very expressive high raspberry.
High and drunk and every damn thing else. Like, sir, why do you keep leaning into the camera like this? What are you doing? Are you sweating?
What
right
are these faces you're making?
Yeah, it was just a lot. It was a lot.
But yeah, they are apparently going back and forth with some of their biggest records, biggest hits, and I guess allowing the streets to decide who is the better of the two. I don't know. I know they did like Jonte Austin and Neo, I think was yesterday.
Yep. That was super fun.
Now the girls are calling for every matchup you can think of. They want to see Babyface, Terry Lewis. They want to see Puffy versus Jermaine Dupri, Andy versus Opie, Maya Angelou versus Langston Hughes. Like Green Ranger versus White Ranger. Everybody want to see, like, so tally them up. I mean, we're not going anywhere, so you might as well just go ahead and log in, folks. But
yeah,
I don't care. But I also am a miserable hermit, so it's probably not great to gauge the entertainment value based on my opinion alone if you haven't tuned in yet. Because I did check into Twitter hours later, and the app that I use, it's not Twitter itself, but sometimes it gets like stuck on where it was the last time I looked on it. So whenever I opened it up, it was stuck in wherever the fuck y'all were, like, as I guess right as this Neo versus whatchamacallit thing had just started. And that's all the entire time everybody I follow was tuned into that and watching and having a good time and cheering for their fave and suggesting songs and things like that. So, you know what? If it's keeping you girls from leaping off your balcony, then I'm all for it.
Exactly. Like, that one was actually fun because Jonte Austin and Neo have written some incredible songs and they both have these like super stacked catalogs. So that one was like a really fun back and forth. And plus they like have a mutual respect for each other. It wasn't like mean and terrible like the one with Dream and Sean Garrett was.
Yeah, that one was different.
Yeah, that one was different. This one was actually entertaining. And afterwards I was like, okay, bitch, like who got the playlist? Because let's just keep this going. But like, so like I had fun with that, you know, however you can have fun on an app, but I wasn't like super into the DJ sets. Like every DJ has been going live, which is great. And I know a lot of people are super into them and I have tuned in, but I didn't really enjoy them like I did this back and forth with Neo and Jonte. So I think I would rather see that, like two artists being like, let's just see, you know, let's just have some fun, see whose music vibes with the people more, as opposed to a DJ doing a whole set. Because a DJ doing a set makes me feel like, okay, why am I not at the club? Why am I not at a lounge? Why am I in my living room by myself?
I saw the D-Nice one and Brian Henry, aka DJ Behan, he did like a couple sets last week. And I just poured up the Casamigos, put on my headphones, and it definitely felt like I was at the club. But again, I'm a recluse and I hate everything. So I don't know. Maybe try for yourself before you make an assessment on what these things are worth. But again, I appreciate everybody who is pitching in, just trying to keep the girls, you know, entertained and as comfortable as possible, being at home, because doesn't look like we're going anywhere for a little minute. Especially if you live in New York.
Correct.
So, and I'm never going anywhere again. So,
I mean, now that I have this stuff, I got this mic and this Zoom and all this bullshit. I really don't have to leave the house no more. So,
I mean, the reception of the audio quality last week was pretty good. Seems like everyone is okay with it so far. I haven't heard anything too bad. So.
Yeah.
Don't see why I ever need to leave my apartment.
Studio has been officially canceled. Like, why not just keep this going? So yeah, I mean, it's just something to do. It's something to take your mind off of the absolute terribleness, not just of the virus, but of our government's response to it, because that's making everything so much worse.
And celebrities are bored too. So why not go through my entire catalog and remind kids why I'm fantastic and famous and ever so wealthy. Also on this list of things to discuss. Okay, so Chris Brown posted a video of a young woman who was very close on his property. I don't know if she was actually on his property itself, but close enough to converse with him for sure. And he shared that conversation on Instagram with the caption and reads, "Mental illness is real. She tried to sneak over the gate at my crib, but she saw my dog and he saw her."
Okay.
So in this video, they're sort of yelling back and forth, and the girl asks him if he knows somebody named Larita several times.
Wow.
He responds no. He called her crazy, and it was a whole lot of stuff that she yelled back at him. Two of my favorite things: A, shut the fuck up, you ain't fucking Trey Songz. B, she also yells, you know what? I never liked you, even though you was my life partner. I never liked you. That sent me. Now, I'm not trying to because God bless this woman, and I hope that she's somewhere safe or whatever. And if she does have any sort of issues with her mentality or her mind or whatever, I hope that she is well and can get those things situated. But telling that nigga, you know what? I never liked you, after he clearly tried it. And I don't know if she could tell that he was like filming too, or that his friend was filming.
Right.
But he called her crazy, and she was like, you know what, bitch, on top of all of this, fuck you. And I love it. Like, I love the energy. Yes, I'm right outside your house. And you know what, bitch, I never liked you. Life partner and all. Fuck that. Because you know who you aren't? Trey Songz, bitch. You got me fucked up.
See, that's too much. At first I thought she was just a fan, being ridiculous. But after that life partner comment, I'm like, oh, okay, something is actually up with this young lady. Because this is a little too much. I think it's time for Chris Brown to move. Why is it people can always just pop up at his house?
Yeah, he had that whole incident back in 2015, I think it was, when a different girl had actually gotten into his home, I guess, while he was
away. I remember she was like living in there.
Right, she was in the kitchen. They said she cooked several meals. Not one, but several meals. Laid in the bed, butt naked. Had just probably a Chris Brown stan time. And
which is terrifying.
That's what he came home to. Yeah, that is pretty scary. But then when I read this, I thought about, I think it was last year when he had like a yard sale. I'm assuming it's the same house.
I remember that.
And he gave out his actual address and told the girls, come and buy some Off-White and some Louis Vuitton or whatever the fuck. So it's not shocking to me that any old person who stands Chris Brown, loves Chris Brown, or even thinks, let me go see what Chris Brown is doing. Could just pull up to the house and be like, bitch, do you know Larita? No, I don't. I don't.
That's why it's time to move. Like, you have messed this address up. You have fucked it up. It will never be safe, secure, left alone again. I know his neighbors want him out. And it's just time to go.
I heard in a video that he said, like, look at the other neighbors filming. So I guess there was other people around who were also
my God. So she was causing a scene. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. And didn't
It's time to go.
And like I said, Mama, I hope that you're safe and things like that. But if nothing else, girl, you gave me a laugh. Yeah. And I'm team you. Because he isn't Trey Songz, bitch. And you know what? You never liked to.
Actually, don't. You're not Trey Songz. I would be like, thank you.
Right, like, what does that even...
What does that... Am I supposed to feel bad? Is Trey Songz inferior? Or, is he superior to me? I'm just confused.
Did she pull up to Trey Songz' house afterwards and be like, let me tell you what this fuck nigga said?
No, because Trey Songz keep the gate closed, and he don't tweet out his fucking address. So,
did she need to be recorded? Did she need to be filmed?
I mean,
I don't think so.
No, but I would have done it too, because who do you think you are at my house?
I don't know. There's a lot of land too, and they could use a lawnmower.
I mean, just a higher fence, even. Jesus.
But that's the thing, like where he is in this video is like gated, and then there's this like sprawling land that his mansion sits on, and she's not like anywhere near him. So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm assuming it's probably still the property owner. Is she on a sidewalk or where's she at?
Got you.
But she's like a ways away from him while they're recording and yelling back and forth and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he's like ducking, giggling, and laughing and calling her crazy. And when she called him her life partner, he was like, "What?" Man.
Oh, Christopher. It's time to move.
Those are not the antics. Yeah, it might be as soon as this whole Rona thing passes, and it might be time for you to just scoop up your stuff.
It is.
Put it in a U-Haul and get to pushing.
Too many people know where you stay.
Too many.
It's
and you've
too
had
easy to
one
get
too
there.
many security breaches at this point.
Correct.
So maybe for everyone's safety, let's just go ahead and move forward.
I hope Royalty is all right. And didn't he have another baby with somebody else?
Yes, a brand new one. What's his name? Echo.
I did not know
that's
that.
his name, yeah.
Okay.
But I think that I read that they're like separated. I don't know where the baby is, but I read recently like that the travel restrictions and stuff from coronavirus had the baby like in one place and him in another place, and they they couldn't like leave or whatever or travel. So whatever. I hope that everybody is safe and healthy. And once again, if nothing else, that lady might need to look up a job in comedy because she read that nigga for phone. I don't give a fuck. Give a fuck how big this house is, bitch. You're not Trey Songz, and that's the end of it.
So
and
stay humble.
I never liked you. I was just kind of come say hi to you, bitch. Well, you talking all that shit. That's what they said. You know, like Nene Leakes with that hair.
All right.
Yeah, well, they did. I didn't make that up.
Oh my God. Oh, I thought that was you being a dick.
No, that wasn't. I don't remember. Somebody was that.
Woo.
So
shit.
Rapper Offset, fresh off of his acting debut on CSI or one of them fucking General Hospital. I don't know what show he was just on.
All right.
But whatever. This has nothing to do with that. He was at home, quarantine time, playing some video games. My guess is like a COD or Apex Legends or something with guns. And I don't know if he was streaming or what, but he's on camera playing this game. Cardi B off camera calls out to Bey, and she's come asking for something. I don't know.
Right.
Well, when she calls out to him, he picks his phone up, which is nearby, and tries to like, at first it seemed like maybe he was trying to put it in his pocket or something, and he was struggling with that.
Oh,
so then he just sits on it before she comes into the room. And I don't remember what she asked him, but she was very adorably like talking to her husband, whatnot. And then she leaves the room. It's like, bye, I love you. I'll see you later. Walks off camera. And then he like has his phone back in. So like people are accusing him of being a nigga, hiding his phone because there's some dirt in there.
Right.
Obviously people that know of these two are probably aware of the cheating scandals and things that have gone back and forth. Cardi catching a charge after trying to have people beat the everlasting shit out of some bartenders that were allegedly messing with him and stuff. So they, called out his creep nigga behavior, and he logged on to Instagram Live and basically in the most scandalous nigga way possible told y'all to consider the fact that there's enough negativity out here, people dying every day because of the coronavirus, and him and his family don't need that negativity because they've got investments and big moves coming and things of that nature.
Yes.
Nigga.
Okay.
What are you talking about? Why were you hiding your goddamn phone?
Exactly. Like, you saying a bunch of nothing right now. Why is it that when you heard your wife, you started scrambling for your phone and couldn't put it in your pocket fast enough, so you just sat on it real quick? Like, what?
And the most like animated Fred Flintstone ass way too. Like he was just like like wasn't even trying to hide it. Was like dead ass, like, I've got to get the phone out of the way. Like, and my thing is, like, you're on camera playing the game.
Right.
What was she going to do if your phone was sitting right there? Like, she didn't sound like she was mad or like she had just heard some bullshit. She just sounded like she was trying to come and check in with her husband and talk to you for 2 seconds. Was she going to leap across from you and grab the phone because she saw it? And I don't know. You know,
maybe there was a nude up.
But it seemed, I don't know. It might have just been whatever, but like, I can't imagine that you couldn't have just flipped the phone over or
Just
literally just
chilled
left
out,
the phone there.
right.
Or maybe not have a reason for your wife to be possibly going
You could
through your
also,
phone.
not cheat, and that would work as well.
So, not sure exactly what this whole situation was. But you know what? I've just... that clip just again cements the fact that these are just people like any other people, just like the rest of us. Because it was very much a nigga playing PlayStation or Xbox, baby mama coming to look for him, hiding scandal, got away with it this time. But will he get away with it on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z? Who knows?
Tune in to find out.
Is that a relationship that I have ever expected to last the test of time?
I mean, and
I figure
they're always in some shit. Like, they are always in the celebrity gossip news for something, like every few months or so. It's like Cardi had to go on Instagram Live and cuss people out for saying that Offset cheated on her, or explain why some bitch had a screenshot of him DMing her, or explain how that's her man, so she do wife things and blah blah bird shit. And it's just like,
relatability.
Please either leave him or let that man cheat in peace.
There y'all.
One or the other, because goddamn, I can't imagine.
Go ahead. It's asktheread@gmail.com. You might as well just go ahead and send it in, and we'll just go ahead and get the conversation rolling.
Yes, or let Culture send it in. Let Culture do a voice note and send it in, and we will talk about it.
How old is Culture now? Culture gotta be like at least.
I think she's almost. She's got to be almost 2. I think Cardi.
Gotta be.
I think Cardi had her in the spring.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, Culture is gonna have the most
Cardi was pregnant prior to her
birthday party.
Cardi was Cardi pregnant prior to the album, or was it like right after?
Oh
the
no,
album
she
came
told us she was pregnant in the spring. She was born in July.
Okay.
So maybe quarantine will be over, maybe not. But either way, I know Cardi's gonna go all out. Oh, my bad. That little girl, yeah, she's turning 2 this year.
Oh, that's cute.
Woo, that
She's
is Hennessy's twin. My God.
Again, genetics.
That is just so.
They just do what they want.
They really do. Because goddamn, that is mini Hennessy.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's a lot of babies who be coming out here just be looking like, I don't want nothing to do with y'all. So I just went over here with my auntie.
Yeah.
Like, it just,
it
happens all of the time.
It's
really fascinating.
Not to me, but, maybe for the next niece or nephew. Because my nephew looks just like his mama.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, right, she deserves, but I'm just saying.
What else do we got here? Okay, so the brat was on Instagram crying because her new alleged fiance, a woman by the name of Jessica Dupart, probably better known as BB Judy.
I had never heard of her.
I didn't hear anything about this girl until this story started coming out. She's soups rich and apparently really popular in the hairline business. Good. Which explains why I don't know nothing about her, because I ain't got nothing to do with me. But she does have a pretty big following. She's CEO of a company called Kaleidoscope Hair Products. She's from New Orleans. So I'm a fan just because, New Orleans. So I will support until I don't like you no more. But there have been rumors about this woman and the brat being in a relationship and possibly engaged for a few weeks, I want to say now. They confirmed these rumors recently because Miss Judy purchased a brand new Bentley for her husband. That's right. A white Bentley Bentayga. I don't know nothing about these. I'm poor, so I don't know what this is. But It's a very beautiful car. It also apparently matches Judy's because she put up a picture with the cars side by side, and the caption says hers and hers. I love lesbians. Like,
oh, my people.
big fan. But yeah, she gifted her this car as like an early birthday present, and captured a video of the surprise on Instagram. They got in the car together. The Brad bawled her eyes out. And gay love. Brad's caption says, "Never have I ever, needless to say, I've always been a kind of private person until I met my heart's match who handles some things differently than I do. Thank you, baby," tags her, "for far more than this incredible birthday gift. I've never experienced this feeling. It's so overwhelming that often I find myself in a daze, hoping to never get pinched to see if it's real. So I can live in this dream forever." Gay.
Wow. I too have never experienced anybody buying me a fucking Bentley, but I would love to. Sign me right up for that. I didn't even know, when did the brat come out? Like, we all knew she was gay, but I don't remember her actually saying it.
That's right. The internet said to me the other day, "Oh, the brat just came out the closet," and I was like,
"Did she?"
Those closet doors have been open like the church since long as I can remember.
The mid-90s or so.
Yeah, I guess this is the official, like, this is my... Maybe she's never introduced anyone or like claimed anyone publicly. Because she's definitely been involved in like dating rumors and things like that. But as she said, I guess she's been really private about it. And so there's never been any confirmation. But y'all know that the Brad love girls.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't even think that was
new.
like a huge gag. So
Been new.
But in case you ever thought that you could maybe catch her slipping somewhere, Big Mama buys Bentleys. So if you can't keep up, I don't know what to tell you.
Damn, that's real. Like, I dated a lot of people, but I never wanted to claim nobody till I met you. That's a compliment. That's sweet.
Miss Judy says this video was taken March 16th. Her birthday is April 14th. But with the way things were going and my excitement, I couldn't wait. It's so crazy because I ordered a custom bow for the presentation and didn't even wait on it. She hates to accept any gifts from me. That's why she was running. But she deserves the world and so much more. I've never been so happy, and honestly think that it's not only because of our connection, but also because we really been ourselves. But then all these videos keep popping up like we hiding, but we've been public. Happy early birthday, baby birthday, whatever.
Okay.
Heart emojis, things of that nature.
Well, I'm happy for y'all.
And when it was like in the car and she was crying, this is how I know my heart is dead. I was like, okay, I know I'm not like a big car person. Obviously, if I had a car, I'd want a nice one and things like that. But I never imagined like getting a car and just being overwhelmed so much by it that I break out in tears. And then,
yeah, me either.
Like the bit of humanity left inside of me, the tiny speck was like, psst, she's probably crying because it was a gift from a loved one.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, it's probably less about the fact that it's an expensive car and more about the fact that it's an expensive car from somebody that she's in love with, and it was a gift, and she had to spend this $200,000 on a car herself. Shows you when's the last time I was ever in love, if ever. So,
I mean, I didn't think of that either because I don't cry easily, so I don't think I would cry over a gift of a car either. But maybe if I was just like, you know, head over heels with somebody, we engaged and all this, and you done bought me this, maybe she's just always wanted a Bentley. I don't know. Either way, whatever the circumstances, I'm happy for these gay ass niggas. Good for y'all.
Yeah, good for y'all, and may your love stand the test of time and many sweet heats.
I mean, it's just like a Bentley to go where, but all right.
I mean, right. For now, bitch, you better do your the Brat versus Lady of Rage stream right there in the back of that Bentley. Right there in the back of that Bentley, honey.
Best of luck.
But yeah,
girls.
I thought that was cute.
Yeah, that is cute.
Is that it for the tops this week?
I mean,
that's all that I've really collected. I don't think that there's much else.
There's not a lot going on.
In the new, I'm actually surprised by how much I scooped up, honestly. I was like, oh, the girls are doing things from home. Rihanna's on the cover of British Vogue.
Oh, yes. Did you read that interview?
I did read a bit of the interview. The first time I saw it was just on Instagram, and the very first comment that I saw on her post was from someone that said, "What does do-rag mean? I'm Russian, so I don't understand."
Oh,
so that let me know, because when I saw it, I was like, I know people are probably going up for the fact that this chick has a fucking do-rag on the cover of Vogue. And when I saw that very first caption, I was like, yep, that answers that.
All right.
I knew that they were going to ask her about the album, and she said that she is aggressively working on music. She can't say when it's going to drop, but she's aggressively working on music.
She loves fucking with y'all.
Which tells me that she's probably just, again, I appreciate this woman is like, I'm going to drop these albums when I'm getting ready and when I am fully satisfied with it, especially in retrospect, considering how she used to crank them shits out like iPhones.
Yep,
like,
did.
So I'm just like all for it. And the fact that, again, it's still reported to be a reggae album, because they asked her if it's still going to be a reggae album, and she said, oh no, that is happening. I feel like I have no boundaries. I've done everything. I've done all the hits. I've tried it. Come on, I've done all the hits.
That's right, bitch. Speak it, say it, claim it, the facts.
I've tried every genre. Now I'm just wide open. I can make anything that I want. That's an amazing place to be at in your life, when you're just like, you know what? I done did all of the shit that the girls have asked me from.
Yep.
I've earned my stripes. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do.
All that. Amen. Good for her.
And I mean, girl, we're not going anywhere. So whenever you're ready, honey.
Whenever
Because
you're ready, the girls will be logged on and waiting.
I can't imagine Rihanna putting out a reggae album full of a whole bunch of jams that I love, and I have to celebrate them in my room. I'm going to be annoyed. So you know what? Take your time, sis. Because listen, it doesn't look like we're having a Taco Tuesday or a Sunday Fun Day or whatever the fuck.
None of that.
Anytime soon.
None of that.
So I will continue to wait if that's what it means. She was apparently also on Instagram Live with Kevin Durant and Drake.
I did see that comment where she was like, somebody get Drake some water.
Right.
Which
there's joking back and forth, because apparently he asked her about the album, and then they were joking about whose corporations do what and who can donate this and that. And then it just became a whole bunch of rich conversation that I couldn't really keep up with.
I don't.
And that happens a lot with, like, Drake does this, Jay-Z always does this in raps, where it's just like, oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, I've never heard of this artist. I don't know what that kind of diamond is. Listen, I'm just happy that I made rent.
Yeah,
so,
I cannot relate to whatever the fuck it is you are talking about, sir. I had to Google almost every brand Beyonce mentioned in Upgrade You. I did not know none of that shit. Audemars Piguet. I said, is this?
I was just about to say that.
Did she make that up? I didn't even know how to pronounce that.
I was just about to say that.
Girl, what is
Jay-Z
that?
is definitely the first time I had ever heard Audemars, and I was like, what is this? French? Is what are you? I've never heard of this before. And what was the other one? I don't know, like several wealthy things I know nothing about.
I didn't know you could get a diamond cream facial.
Like, what the fuck is what?
So you can just get exfoliated with actual diamonds, bitch? They do that?
How the fuck you cream diamonds? Is this an unreleased Trina song? I'm confused.
I don't get it either, but you know, rich nigga shit.
Well, you know, maybe in my next life, I'll know all about these things.
Oh.
That's it this week for Hot Tops. New Kids on the Cock. We're going to just take a break, pay some bills, because they still need to be paid.
It's true.
And then we'll come back with your listener letters. If everyone in the U.S. bought just one used item instead of a new one this year, it would save nearly 6 billion pounds of carbon emissions. That's like taking 500,000 cars off the road for a whole year. Well, your car shouldn't be going nowhere this year. Not at this point anyway. But you get the point.
Yes.
You can shop more sustainably by thrifting. It's better for the planet and for your wallet. And it couldn't be easier with ThredUp. You ain't even got to go to them. You don't even have to go anywhere. ThredUp is the world's largest online thrift store with up to 90% off estimated retail. 90%. 30% off. You got insane deals of thrifting with the convenience of doing it online for some of your favorite brands, Nike, Theory, J. Crew, loads and loads and loads and loads more. Instead of spending hours at the racks, you can customize your search on ThreadUp by size, style, budget, all kinds of things, and just get things listed that are perfectly for you and what you're looking for. Everything is in high quality condition. Lots of them even still have tags on them. Plus, ThreadUp gets new arrivals every minute. So there's always something new on there. You can literally be spending quarantine time just thrift shopping at the crib.
That's really the best, especially because now most of us are looking at our pockets a little bit more closely. We're not spending as much or as easily as we may have done before, but you still need clothes. So ThreadUp comes through and it's like, I got everything you need. I have clothing and I got it for not $1 million. It's perfect.
Right.
It's sustainable, stylish, and affordable. Don't get better than that. So head on over to threadup.com/read. There's an exclusive offer for you, 30% off your first order. Again, threadup.com/read for 30% off your first order. Terms do apply, but head on over. You know, the seasons are going to be changing regardless of whether you inside. So you might as well get you might as well get you some clothes for the weather. threadup.com/read. Right. Let them know we sent you. Let's get back to the show.
Okay, y'all. So we're back and it is now time for your listener letters.
Yes, it is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. Our first letter this week comes from Kyle. And Kyle says, my best friend Megan has been planning her wedding for the last year. And despite the pandemic, she is not slowing down.
Oh, girl.
The problem here is that I'm the officiant for this wedding. Though the venue and vendors have offered to refund her or reschedule her wedding, she is adamant on still getting married next month. Megan has planned this wedding and reception at her home and has invited 30 guests, despite the fact that our state has mandated shutdowns. Damn. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that law. Fuck that policy. I'm getting married. This week, she broke down crying because her family and most of her friends have informed her that they will no longer be attending. She cannot believe that people won't come to her wedding and is upset that so many people have asked her to reschedule the date.
Megan, I don't even much like that nigga, so I don't know what the fuck it is you thought. Bitch, I'm not coming.
Megan has stated many, many times that I have to be there and I'm torn. She doesn't seem to understand that by having this backyard wedding and reception, she is jeopardizing the health of countless people. I've considered attending to officiate and leaving right after, but I know that even that would cause a fight and possibly ruin our friendship. Please help. Girl. I'm not sure what to do. Thanks, Kyle.
Kyle, Meg is being irrational. Meg is being illogical. She's playing a dangerous game. And here's the thing. You can love her all you want to, just like I'm sure many of her friends and family members that have canceled as well love her. We're talking about health. We're talking about life and death.
Right.
We are talking about life and literal death.
Correct.
So I think that she's going to have to probably park it and deal if you say, hey, girl, not only do I not want to risk my own life, I don't want to risk your life, everybody else like that would be there. And who knows who the fuck else I may bump into just going the fuck back home or doing whatever. You can postpone the wedding ceremony until we understand what is going on and we're in a safer position to do that kind of thing. It's just not worth it. And with the statistics of divorce anyway, you really gonna get on my damn nerves.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? Fast forward a couple of years, you didn't even want this nigga no more. And I like risk my life in real life contagion to come play a game with you. Bitch, you better sit your ass down.
Yeah, that's not gonna work out, sis. A whole lot of people were planning to get married this spring and summer. A whole lot of people. And they have had to face the reality that shit is simply not going to go down the way they planned. It just won't.
It's just not.
I saw a really sweet video that happened here in New York on the Upper West Side like last week, 2 weeks ago, where a couple got married on the sidewalk and the officiant was in his apartment upstairs, 6 floors up.
I saw that.
So he was like yelling everything down while they said their vows. And I would offer something like that. I would be like, I will actually come to your wedding, but I will stand like 7 feet away from you and your husband just to get y'all married.
Out front in my Camry with the windows rolled up. Put me on speakerphone. Yes. And we can keep it moving.
And I will marry y'all over FaceTime. Like I would offer to do it, but within the boundaries of like, bitch, I'm not getting sick. And I'm definitely not staying to party afterwards. Like I will marry you, but I will not participate in this ceremony and reception. Like I'm not finna do the most.
I'm not doing it.
But girl, I'm just not. And I'm sorry. I know the courthouse is closed. And so you really stuck between a rock and a hard place, but you're just going to have to figure it out like thousands of other couples are having to do. People have destination weddings and niggas can't get refunds on flights, hotels, nothing, flowers, cake, venue. The fact that your vendors are even like offering to work with you is incredible because a lot of them are like, well, there go your deposit. Don't know what to tell you.
Right, exactly.
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Everybody had plans.
Everybody, yes, everybody had plans. I was
everyone had something to do.
Somewhere else.
So you're just gonna have to adjust, like literally everyone else is adjusting.
Yes.
And if it is not something that is incredibly crucial, and I can't remember like the actual term that they're using for like businesses
essential
and stuff that are staying open. Essential. Thank you. That was simple. But like essential businesses that are open, people who are feeding folks, people who are caring for people's health, like that stuff.
Delivery people.
You figure a way, delivery people, to make those things to keep on going. You getting married to a nigga that you can get married to in a couple of months if things look better, it just is what it is. And you damn sure don't have the right to be, upset with anyone who's like, listen, we're gonna literally follow the rules.
Right. like I'm not doing it.
I'm just not going to do it because I would like to live and I would also like to keep the others around us safe.
Yeah. I'm actually not coming if there's more than 5 people at your house. Let's just be super clear about that. But
let's just be clear.
But, if it's just you and your man and y'all just need somebody to do the marriage part of this, just to say, I pronounce you niggas married, then all right, girl, I can do that from the driveway. But otherwise,
there is FaceTime, Skype, Instagram,
all this shit. Oh my God.
WhatsApp.
Chrissy Teigen's daughter had a wedding on Instagram Live for her stuffed animals the other day. I was like, they really set up
an
like
event organizer,
an aisle and everything and had these animals. They baked a fucking cake. I'm like, people are doing all kind of shit on live and through video chat and all that because the times are demanding it. And so you are just going to have to, like, girl, the COVID-19 don't give a fuck about your matrimony. It do not.
She doesn't.
So
she doesn't.
You are just going to have to accept that this isn't going to go the way you wanted it to. People have a hard time letting go of control, but it's like you weren't ever really in control in the first place. You weren't ever. Mother Nature could have always came through and been like, fuck every single thing about your life.
At any point. If it wasn't this, it could have been so many
anything else. Weather related. The planet was probably about to burn us all the fuck up anyway. It was like, look, either there's no more oxygen or it's gonna be a virus. Y'all pick, because the earth is sick of our shit. So she is just gonna have to adjust and accept the fact that she's not going to have the wedding day that she dreamed of or planned for. And that's sad.
Her fiance better be fucking amazing.
That's sad, but a lot of things are sad right now. Sorry, girl.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going through it and it's way worse than a canceled wedding. So
I'm countless people losing loved ones, not being able to grieve or mourn or bury them properly.
Yes. Losing jobs, like
right. People losing all kinds of jobs, having no idea what their future looks like financially and the rest of that. And you just gotta get married.
You're like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, really upset that people called her like, yeah, girl, I can't believe you haven't canceled the Facebook invite, but I'm definitely not coming to that. Bitch, why did you even make people have to contact you?
And why do I have to remind you that besides the fact that I don't want to for my own safety, the governor literally told me to stay, like, This isn't
Yes.
even just me being like, oh, I don't know. Like, I am supposed to stay the fuck at the house.
Right.
So I don't know what you're on.
Exactly. And if we don't start staying at home when we can, then they're going to start making us stay home. And nobody wants the government or military to have to come through to force niggas to stay at home. But that might just be what has to be done. Nobody wants the police to have to come through and start enforcing, these stay at home orders. Your wedding.
Plus, think about like
it's just not
all of the people
essential.
who either didn't have like a wedding or didn't have like the wedding that they wanted, who then later just have a ceremony or have whatever to make up for it. Like, girl, you can do your FaceTime wedding if you like really just want to be married right now.
Yep.
And then when things change, set it up and do what you were going to do. But like, sweetie, ain't shit you could do about the right now. It's not like just everybody don't fuck with you. It's everyone on the planet is dealing with this situation.
Exactly. Tell her
so get over yourself.
She can get married, but she better hurry up and contact them vendors while they still being nice about it and pick a new date for her party, because you can always get married and then have the fucking ceremony or like the whole to-do of it. You can still have your dress and everybody bringing you presents from Bed Bath & Beyond and your daddy is outside barbecuing. You can still do all that. You just gonna have to do it some other time. Not right now, girl. Sorry.
Otherwise, you're going to be at the house eating fucking quiche for about 5 months.
Okay. And is it worth it? Is it worth it if 30 of your closest family and friends all catch this horrible fucking virus? Because you insisted they all come to your, like... I get the disappointment, but she's got to be realistic about it. Best of luck to you, though, sir. All right. Our next question comes from Marcus, who says, my partner and I have been together for a little under a year. Last summer, he graduated and moved an hour away for a new job. And for a while, things felt great. We visited each other regularly, and we were a part of one another's lives and very much in love. But a few months before the corona hit, things started to feel more distant. There's no chance of us living in the same city again until over a year from now. I don't really like the city he lives in, but I also wouldn't ask him to move and leave his job for me. So I've concluded that we should break up. However, the week that I concluded that was the same week that the state was put on lockdown. It will be weeks before I can see him in person to talk about this, if not months. And I feel like I'm lying to him when we FaceTime by pretending that things are good. Is it ethical to break up over video chat in light of a quarantine? Should I wait until it's lifted? I'm not sure if it's worse to go through a breakup during quarantine or to have it be the first thing that happens after one ends. Any thoughts or advice are appreciated. Thanks. Hope you and your loved ones are staying safe and healthy, Marcus.
Well, ain't that a bitch?
That's a rock and a hard place.
It is. I'll tell you what I would do and prefer. Breaking up with that motherfucker right now. Because I also would feel like our conversations and FaceTimes and things like that were not genuine, because I know that I want to break up, and you don't even know when you will see one another again for you to have that conversation in person. But also, if I were on the other end, I think that I would feel like, well, why the fuck didn't you just tell me this?
Yeah.
However many months ago? Well, you know what I mean? I don't know why, especially because it's likely, I don't know, but it's likely to feel along the way like things are different. Mm-hmm. And then that person is going to wonder what the fuck is going on. Oh, maybe it's just the COVID, or maybe things da-da-da-da. And then you break up with them. Like, nah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think it's probably better to just have the conversation now. And hell, quarantine might be the perfect setting for you to be in to get past the breakup. Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, you're left with your thoughts anyway. You know what I mean? And chilling. So maybe that's a perfect setting for you to be able to just, go full circle with all your thoughts and feelings and shit, and figure out how to get through it. And then by the time the streets say that you can go and see them again, maybe you'll be better prepared for it. But either way, I don't think that I would be able to wait.
Yeah. Or at least just talk to him about it and be honest. Like, you know, things started to feel different between us before all this hit. And now that shit is crazy and I don't know when I'm going to see you again. It's very hard to say this, but I don't think you and I are going to make it long term, or however you would say that, you know, in a relationship type way, like something like that, because all you doing is delaying the inevitable and probably making yourself more miserable, like rolling your eyes every time this nigga FaceTime you and everything. Like, you got enough stress to deal with right now. The only way I could see waiting until the quarantine is over is if, I mean, and this is selfish and raggedy, but if you like, I would be too lonely to break up with somebody right now. I need somebody to talk to. So I'll break up with you after the corona done passed. Then maybe I could see it, but that's fucked up. Because now you're not giving a fuck about his feelings and like you just playing with his emotions at this point so that you won't be lonely, which is trash. So.
And like, do you literally have no one else to talk to?
Well, I mean, maybe.
Or do you need to have like a 2 a.m. like bay conversation type of, you know, what do we used to call this shit?
A lot of people don't like being single in any way. Like, they don't like not having romantic connections in their life. And so it's just
we
like,
used to call it caking.
Oh yes. So did we. On the phone all fucking night, caking with niggas. Yes. Sure did.
That's what, like, if that's what you need to be doing and you don't have no one else to do it with, I guess. But yes, that would still be quite raggedy. That would be further raggedy, in fact. Only for you to then see them for the first time when we make it out and be like, actually, I don't want to do this anymore.
And it's like, but I thought you said you were in love with me last week on FaceTime. What happened?
Oh, yeah, bored. Just bored.
You see how fucked up that sounds, sir?
Yeah. So maybe no.
I don't think it's like unethical to break up with somebody over FaceTime. You're doing what you can. Breaking up with him over text would be way worse.
Oh, yeah. Breaking up over text, anything where you literally are not speaking to one another. And I totally understand the feeling of like person to person, like in person conversation being a necessity versus over the phone. But again, these are circumstances that are different. They're extreme. And you know what I mean? We didn't ask for them. It's not like that nigga dropped the coronavirus onto the planet and it's not like, hey, let's deal with it. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you supposed to do? So I think if you're like talking on a video chat sort of situation and you have the conversation there, that's like the best that you can do right now. And maybe when everything is over again, if you want to like reconvene in person to like talk it out again, maybe you can. I don't know why that would be necessary, but like, I couldn't wait. I don't think that I would wait.
Yeah, no. Or maybe y'all can just talk about it. You'd be like, you know, I felt like we were kind of growing distant. And then y'all can talk about it and it'd be like, oh, we worked this out and now we can continue to date over FaceTime. Like maybe it'll go like that, but you need to say something either way because you're just going to make yourself miserable if you don't.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you, sir. Our next question comes from Wanda, who says, I don't know what choices I made in life that got me to having only very introverted and anxious friends. That's literally the first sentence.
Well, me.
My friends are great. They show up. We love each other and I can really rely on them. But the pandemic has exacerbated a feeling that I've always felt, that when dealing with introverts, it's only about their time or their anxieties. As someone who is extroverted, loves random FaceTime calls, and is down to talk through my feelings, your feelings, and your mama's feelings, I can't help but feel super rejected and alone by my friends. My best friend I hardly hear from nowadays, and I'm feeling resentful about it. I don't want to bring this up to my friends too much because I knew what friends I had before this and what I was getting into, and guilting them might make them feel even more like they have to stay in their cage. But the dynamic of extroverted friend waits for you to feel like even fucking with them is really starting to feel one-sided. I'm of course looking to open and expand my friend circle and have more extroverted friends, but honestly, I love my small group. I just wish it felt more available, especially when this could be a time when we could all grow so much closer. How would you deal with this? Thanks, Wanda.
Good question, Wanda.
Yeah, I am the introverted friend, so.
Same.
Sorry.
Down to the T.
Sorry,
And
girl.
I saw like a meme when the quarantining shit happened that said like, check on your introverts, check on your extrovert friends. They need you in this time.
Oh yeah, they losing it. They losing it in the house.
The girls are dying, my nigga. Like, they are at the edge of glory.
They cannot believe they can't have wine and tapas no more. They are sick about it.
Insane. And like, I get it too, because like I said, my mentality has definitely been deteriorating. And I think that like, even though I don't go out much, I still go out. Like, I have my routine at the gym. I go to the studio to do that. You know what I mean? And like, whatever. And so I feel like I'm still active enough throughout the week that my mind is busy. Whereas now I'm just here with my thoughts, and I feel like I'm thinking about 5 different things at the same time all day long, and it is getting too intense. And then the fear and anxiety of just this deadly virus that's out there, not to mention the crazy amount of cases in this town and everything else. It's a lot. It's a lot for everybody. It's a lot for a normal person that does, like, you know what I'm saying, that would consider themselves mentally healthy or whatever the fuck. So I understand, like, I guess being a bit lonely as an extrovert, or wanting to have the feeling of like connection and not being able to, and feeling, you know, whatever, like your friends have their backs turned and stuff. But I guess this whole thing is, people are processing it differently. Extrovert, introvert, omnivert. I don't know if you made that up. But like everybody is just having their own way with this whole thing right now. I think that you can be honest about the way that you're feeling without being combative or argumentative. I think that you can express that you want to talk more, or that you're having trouble feeling, you know, like alone or confined or whatever, and see how people respond to that. But again, if you know that you have friends that are introverted and how they sort of maneuver on regular time, I think you got to kind of also be try to be fair in that situation. Friendships are two-way streets. So the same way that, you know, you want people to be there for you, you got to be there for them and that sort of thing. But again, right now is a situation where I feel like nobody really knows what's going on or how to process things. And that's why everybody's trying to keep themselves busy with all these fucking challenges and, you know, social media trends and things of that nature. So I think the first thing you should do is just try to find ways to sort of find balance and like whatever kind of peace of mind you can muster solo. But I also don't think there's anything wrong with hitting friends and being like, girl, this shit is driving me crazy. Can we chat for a bit? Like, you got like an hour, 30 minutes or whatever. Like, what's going on? You know, because I think that's fair as well. Introverted or not, everyone is kind of like figuring all of this shit out as we go, and super confused and anxious and stuff like that. So I think everybody's kind of got to give one another like a fair shake and just try to be supportive of people that you give a fuck about.
Yeah, exactly. Because like people are all dealing with this and they're all dealing with it differently. And, you know, I am not one for FaceTime. I don't care for it. I don't like having to look at the phone while I'm talking on the phone. And it's just too much going on as far as I'm concerned with FaceTime. But I have FaceTime more in these past 2 weeks than I have in my entire fucking life, because what other option is there, you know? And even if I don't feel like FaceTiming, which is often, Like my nephew don't give a shit, so he'll just call me 3 times in a row anyway. And so it's like,
right.
And honestly, once I pick up the phone and see somebody's face and talk to them for a few minutes or whatever, I actually do feel better. So it may be a situation where they're just like, I'm in my head and I'm in my bed and in my closet and in my house and I'm not coming out of it. And it may be, you know, that they need something else and don't even know it or can't push themselves to it. But yeah, you definitely, I don't know, like it's kind of, I don't mean this to sound fucked up, but like, it's not your friend's job to manage this for you. Like it's your friend's job to support you, like emotionally, like friends do. But if you're saying, you know, the issue here is I'm an extrovert and all my friends are introverts, and so I'm losing my mind. Like there's so many other people you could be talking to, and I get that they're not your closest friends or whatever, but you got to give people the space to figure this out. We ain't none of us been through a pandemic before, not like this. We ain't never seen no shit like this. So you kind of got to give people their space, but also reach out and let them know you're thinking about them and let them know you want to talk. Maybe I can do a big group chat or whatever, and maybe that can come together. But you know, and they also have to consider the fact that, you know, their actions also affect other people. Now, if you constantly hitting somebody up and they're like, no, I don't want to talk. No, I don't want to text. Like, and they just ignore you nonstop, then you can just feel free to stop reaching out to that person. But
yeah, that's separate. I agree.
You don't have to continue to put yourself out there for somebody who is rejecting you over and over. But
right. Cause like, bitch, what else you have to do? Bitch,
right. Are you busy?
I know you're not.
Are you busy, bitch?
Right.
Oh, are you busy with Animal Crossing? Is that what you're doing? Oh, you playing Breath of the Wild? Like, girl, pause that fucking game and answer the fucking phone. I don't give a fuck what Tom Nook is talking about. Bitch, I got a loan too. So what's actually pop? I mean, hell, you could do Animal Crossing together. It's co-op. But the thing is, like, I agree. I totally agree. And that's why I'm saying, like, I think that maybe you got to kind of get a grip on how to deal, like, solo or to just, like, find a little, whether it's a routine, whether you meditate, or just any little process of just finding the best form of stability on your own, and then sort of expand out to the people in your life that you already know are introverted. Because like I said, I'm finding the difficulty in this, but like when the quarantine stay at home shit was really first starting and we were like 4 days in and girls were on the internet losing it, I was like, bitch, this is not that deep, you know, but everybody's different. And so you kind of got to like meet people where they're at, and it's a both ways thing. So like, I feel like if your friends know that you super extroverted, they should also understand that this is not your type of time and try to be there for you. Cause it's not like they got to come to your house to be there for you, bitch. You just talk on the fucking phone. So it's like, what's the problem? But if you feel like completely neglected throughout this whole process, I don't think that that's just a COVID thing. I think it's like, it's something that is probably a bit deeper than that. And it's something that you got to address in a completely different kind of time. But I think you got to figure out how to be there for yourself right now, and then figure out how you and your tribe can be there for one another. Because, I mean, what else can you do? Right. What else? Literally, what else can you do? Like, there is nothing to do, but also connections to other human beings are important. And we should be trying to maintain those connections with each other as much as we can.
Right. Like, girl, if you can go for a walk, even if you got to, you know, stay 6 feet apart, whatever, if you got to go get some fresh air or whatever the fuck it is that is safe and within the guidelines, go ahead and do it. Don't, you know what I'm saying, literally drive yourself to the edge.
Right.
But at the same time, none of us know what the fuck is going on, and not all of us are capable of being a bad bitch in these kind of situations.
True. Like, I'm not the type to cry about, like I said earlier, I don't cry very easily, and I have not cried about this pandemic because frankly, I'm not scared in that way. Like, I'm not crying kind of scared. I'm more like the whole fucking economy is about to fall out and America will never be the same kind of scared. Right. So, but I have a lot of friends who are not like that at all. And they have been weeping. And, you know, I've been trying to do my woo, 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 but like, less emotionally distant because I know I'm not always the warmest. So I'm trying to be more like, I don't know, not empathetic, but just trying to, I'm trying to give a little bit more because I know people are really fucking struggling, basically, is what I'm trying to say here. So,
yeah. And also, like, being someone who, if I hadn't been in therapy for the past however many years right now, God bless me through this, because my anxiety has been so real, but it's also been in this place where it's like, when I'm thinking irrationally, it's active, but there's still a strong enough part of me that's like, bitch, I know that you're tripping. So let's just get through this irrational train of thoughts.
Same.
And then let's get back to the practices that we know to keep us where we need to be. Because I definitely have moments where I'm like panicking. I got like a package that came yesterday. I would not go get it. I'm talking about going downstairs to go get my mail.
I would not do it.
And I was just like, nope, girl, not gonna do it. The corona's everywhere. I don't really even need what's down there right now. So it's like, whatever. So like, I have definite moments where the fear just trumps all. Yeah. But I also have practices where I feel like I can come down off of that and just be like, all right, girl, it is what it is. It's all right. And even if you were to get the coronavirus, what are the possibilities that you would die from it? Here are the things that, like, I just am more prepared for those things, which is why we always stress, like, whether it is therapy itself or whatever practices of being more aware of your mental health and workings and stuff like that. That kind of shit is incredibly important, because as an introvert, I don't know what your introverted friends think or deal with or whatever, but bitch, if they anything like me, those girls are going through their own circus.
Oh yeah,
at the house
in the head
while you want to talk. So
going nuts. So and that's another thing. Don't take their behavior as an indication that there's something wrong with you. Like.
Right.
There's just, y'all have two different ways of communicating and being, and it's been doable up until this point, and now it's harder, but you can, as long as everybody is just a little bit more thoughtful on both sides of this, I think y'all will be fine.
Yeah.
All right. Last question comes from Kat, who says, I'm 24 years old and I've been in therapy since I was 15. I've also been on antidepressants since I was 16, and they have an impact on my sex drive. With the mix of school, work, and major depression, I have always struggled with feeling excited for sex. I enjoy it. I just don't feel excited thinking about it. It's hard for me to want it, which makes my partners feel rejected and unwanted. I'm in a new relationship now, and I want to feel excited to have sex with him because I'm truly attracted to him. The issue for me here is that I'm having trouble discussing this with my therapist. He's known me for so long, since I literally was a teenager. And so I feel... Wow. But I still feel uncomfortable talking about sex with him. I was a virgin when I first met him, and I didn't start having sex till I was 18. I don't know if I can't talk to him about it because he's a straight man, or if it's because I've known him since I was a teenager, or both. I've considered switching to a female therapist, but the thought of starting over with someone new kills me. I've truly progressed so much with my therapist over the last 8 years. What do you guys think about this? Do you discuss sex with your therapist? Would you talk about this with a straight man? That's crazy to me that you keep bringing it up.
I get it.
Should this be discussed with a specialist instead? I'm frustrated and I just want to fuck. All right. Thanks, Kat.
I need a t-shirt that says that. I'm frustrated and I just want to fuck. Wow. I talk about sex with my therapist where it's relevant. Again, I'm not very active at the moment, so it doesn't come up much, but when it does, we do. But I also, two things. I think that I was also like aware of myself and how I feel about people enough that, like I've said before, when I started looking for therapists, I was like, female, Black, these are the things I need.
Yep.
But aside from that, my specific therapist spoke to me like when we first started talking about medication and stuff like that. She talked to me about how it affects your sex drive, masturbation, sex. It's like she opened up those doors before I had even thought to talk to her about sex specifically.
Yeah.
So I already felt comfortable talking to her about those things if I needed to, because she just was very from the gate like, this is a no judge zone. I don't really care. And I also thought, like, as a therapist, this may help. As a therapist, I can't imagine how many things you hear about on a daily, much less things you've heard throughout your career.
Right.
Or, so it's like, it's a place where you're literally going to go for help.
Yeah.
So you got to try to do the best that you can to like let those guards down and just rest with the understanding that this is not a person that's going to judge you or laugh at you or whatever, unless you say some shit that's really funny.
It's true. Sometimes my therapist laughs at something. I'm like,
some lube. Right.
It's a joke time, sis. Is this what's going on here? Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
I am not one to talk very openly or easily about sex because of the way I grew up, the church and religion and stuff like that. I've just never been one to talk about sex publicly, that sort of thing. And so even with my therapist, it's like probably the thing we talk about the least. And she is almost always the one to bring it up, to be like, hey, dating and sex and those sorts of things. And I'm like, oh, girl, ain't nobody. No, turn it off. Let's talk about, anything else but this. But, over the past couple of years working with her, I have gotten a lot better about that. So maybe you can start to have the conversation. But if it's something that you feel like goes deeper than what your therapist is qualified for, there are sex therapists who are specifically trained with issues around sex and sexuality and
very true.
Yeah, all that sort of thing. So you might just need this one therapist for, everything else, and then one for your sexual hangups. I don't really know. And that's not ideal, I think, but if it works for you, if you have the budget or the insurance for that, then you might want to look into getting a sex therapist and seeing who you can talk to about those issues. That's really all I got for you, because I'm still unpacking all of my shit. And so I'm really not like, I'm never going to get on a FaceTime or whatever the fuck it's called, her special therapist FaceTime, and be like, so girl, let's talk about like really nasty, raunchy, crazy, loud sex. Like, I'm never going to be that type, but
yeah,
hopefully I can,
but you can also
get over my issues around it.
You can also talk to your therapist about this difficulty specifically. Like, I don't see why you couldn't talk to your therapist and be like, I'm having troubles with such and such and such, but I'm finding it difficult to talk about it with you because blank, 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 blank. Like, I look at a therapist almost like a diary or a journal. Like, all of this information that's coming from me is going to be kept here. It's not like it's going to go from here to my mama's eyes and ears or whatever. It's like, I'm putting this into a place that is safe, or at least it's meant to be safe. And that I can I can sort of make sense of it after it comes out. So you don't even have to just jump right out and be like, so anal. You could just go, look, this is like a real, this is a situation that's like sort of centered in what I'm going through right now, but I'm having difficulty talking about it. And maybe you have a session where you just talk about the difficulties of opening up about that for several reasons.
Yes.
And judge that alone on whether or not you even want to have further discussions about sex with this specialist specifically, or if you want to go and then talk to a woman or someone else about these things. Yeah.
And a lot of therapists are moving their practice to online and all the therapist apps and that sort of thing. So it may be easier actually for you to find a sex therapist than it would have been before. But either way, like Kid Fury said, just bringing up the conversation and saying, I want to talk about this, but it's hard for me, is huge, because therapists love shit like that. They're like, so you identified a problem. That's great. Yes. That's so you know what's up. Let's just get to why you feel like that. They love getting to the why. So I would just say, bring it up and let the chips fall where they may. This has been your therapist since you were 15 years old. So I think you're going to be all right. I think you're going to be all right. But I do understand the awkwardness around it. And so somebody else might also be able to help. So good luck to you, sis, as you try to take care of your sexual and mental and whatever else, health, whatever that is going on there. Because I know it's hard. All right. Well, I think that's enough for 1 week. You guys send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com if you want to be on the show. And we're going to take a quick break.
Hey, y'all. So listen, if you want to exercise to fit these goals still to this day without having to spend a bunch of extra money on a personal trainer, you've got to try training with Future. No, not Navadius, not Eliza Reigns, baby father. I'm talking about Future, the fitness one. Future pairs you up with one of their world-class trainers, and coaches create your personalized workout plan, tailored specifically to your schedule, your routine, your goals, and your progress. Your coach checks in with you daily to keep you on track, sending texts, making adjustments to your routine, and following your progress locked on your Apple Watch. Could use like our Apple Watches to optimize our routine every day, and it actually helps us to keep track of everything that we're doing in our routine, and we have that person there to check and make sure that everything is moving smoothly. If you don't have an Apple Watch, it's not a problem. When you sign up to train with Future, they send you everything you need, including an Apple Watch.
That's right.
Look at that. So you can have your Go-Go Power Ranger phone like I love to do with mine. Don't overpay. Don't overpay for a trainer. Get workouts you need to meet all your fitness goals, and take your trainer with you wherever you go with Future.
Yes, especially now, like, even though a lot of us are stuck in the house, movement is still super important for mental health. And, you know, maybe that Apple Watch needs to beep and tell you to get the hell up off the couch and stop playing video games for just a minute and walk around and breathe, stuff like that. Like, it's still important to take care of ourselves as much as we can. And physical health and activity have such a huge effect on mental health. So you can get started today at Future. Just go to tryfuture.com/read and you get your first 2 weeks with your personal trainer for $1. That's right, $1. Go to tryfuture.com/READ. Tryfuture.com/READ. 2 weeks for $1. Try them out. All right, let them know we sent you, and let's wrap up this show.
Okay, so wrapping things up now here, we have the read.
Correct.
I'll let you go because I don't really have.
Okay, yeah, mine is pretty quick. I just want to talk about this stupid white bitch.
Okay.
In Pennsylvania. Her name is Margaret Serko. She's 35 years old. And on March 25th, she entered Garrity's supermarket in Hanover Township and started talking about how she was sick, making verbal threats and such as. And then this bitch intentionally coughed and spat all over the fresh produce and fruits and shit. $35,000 worth of grocery store food ruined because this bitch thought it would be cute to throw up pranks or, you know, have a jolly good time, have herself a cute little laugh or whatever. And on top of that, tried to steal a 12-pack of beer before they kicked her ass out the store. So this happened. And of course, the store's owner had them throw out all the food because what the fuck? Like, bitch, what the fuck? Yeah. And then the team had to clean and disinfect the whole area. And thankfully, they've been restocked now with food that isn't tainted by this bitch's breath. But, sweetheart, we are in a time right now where so many people do not know where their next fresh piece of food is coming from. People are doing their absolute best to even survive right now. And your trifling, stupid bitch ass went into the supermarket to take all that away from everybody else. Do you understand the cashiers and the stockers and the clerks in that store and all that don't get paid enough to deal with your bullshit on top of everything else? Grocery store employees are already under a whole lot of stress because y'all don't know how to fucking act, and y'all yelling and snapping off at them because your favorite fucking ice cream is gone. It's like, bitch, what do you want me to do? Everybody is buying fucking ice cream, bitch. Like, y'all are already being mean and terrible to these people. But to add on to their work,
right,
and then to ruin so much, like, you're wasting food. Like, people supposed to eat that as nourishment. What are you fucking doing?
On a regular day, that would be terrible. Just
on a regular day. When they was licking the Bluebell, that was bad enough.
Right.
But how fucking dare you, bitch? So the very next day she was arrested. Let's see. What are the charges here? 2 felony counts of terrorist threats, 1 felony count of threat to use a biological agent, and 1 felony count of criminal mischief, and misdemeanor counts of criminal attempt to commit retail theft and disorderly conduct. So
look at that.
This woman has a hearing scheduled for April 8th, and I'm trying to be better about like not being so send that nigga to jail, but send this bitch to jail.
I'm sorry.
We're in the middle of a fucking pandemic and you are playing with people's health and their food, and you're doing it on purpose. Go to jail. You don't know how to fucking act. Lock her up. Because it's just trifling and stupid and ridiculous, and now is not a time to play. So fuck you. And that's it. I told you it's gonna be quick.
Okay, well, I will piggyback off of that to discuss this man who no longer works for Amazon that was delivering packages in Los Angeles and was caught on camera allegedly spitting into his hand and smearing it on a package.
Oh my God.
That he was delivering.
Oh, y'all are sick.
As I said, this man has since been fired. Amazon came forward and said, we don't know that bitch. We don't support that bitch. And we're not about it. We don't have fucking time. We're doing the best that we can for everybody. No, they said this is clearly not representative of drivers who deliver for Amazon and the care they take for customers around the world every day.
Right.
Are you out of your ever loving fucking mind?
Yes.
Are you literally goddamn stupid?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand. Did those people disrespect you? Did they threaten your mama or wife or child at some point and you figured this was going to be the way to get it? I don't understand. Because not only do I feel like you need to be arrested, I feel like you either need to go to jail or the people in that house need to choose somebody to fight you.
Yep.
No gloves in the street, you know, when all this is over out in front of their property, because you need your ass beat. This is, again, nobody has time for these kinds of things, sick or not. And even sickness aside, that's nasty. Who the fuck? Why are you coughing?
Spitting into your own hand?
Produce?
Ugh.
Spitting on packages.
Oh my God.
Who the fuck raised you, dust bunnies?
That's a good question.
I don't have time. It's just, and then on top of that, like, you know, if you're somebody like myself, like I got probably 2-3 packages since this whole thing happened. Mm-hmm. I'm wiping down the cardboard. I'm wiping down the product in the cardboard. I'm wearing gloves opening it. But I don't have time for any of this. So to see that whole kind of thing, it's like, bitch, do I even want this anymore? Like, I don't even know. Everybody is on the edge and literally nobody has time for these kinds of games. Mm-hmm. And it's just so frustrating as like a person like myself. I consider myself to be an empath, a bit of one, and also just like the way that I just process the world and how it affects the world, humanity, and how they affect like my state of mind. When I see shit like this, it's like, nigga, again, Corona is a bad bitch. That hoe ain't playing. But like, there have been worse plagues and diseases and things like that in terms of like effects on the body.
Right.
The just, you know what I mean? The magnitude and the vile effects of it and whatnot. It's like, girl, if it weren't this or it was just anything the fuck else, this is what we got to deal with. Like, we can't even just chill at the crib for a few weeks without you motherfuckers coughing on fucking bell peppers and spitting on people's boxes. Are you niggas out of your goddamn mind? Like, what the fuck are we doing? We can't, like, I mean, fuck.
Right.
It is just so stupid. It's so fucking unnecessary. And girl, like, everybody has to be on some every man for themselves type of shit. Or feel like that many times because you got dumbasses doing stupid shit out here like this. And like I said before, if you already deal with anxiety out of this world, or if you're a fucking germaphobe, or you have any kind of things that was just going to set your state of mind into like extremes at this time, you don't have time for this. And it's not fair that because of whatever the fuck is going on in your mind and heart, that everybody else got to go 10 times crazier because you decided to be disgusting.
Yes.
So once again, if not jail, I feel like The Rock should fight that person when this is all said and done, or fucking something. Khabib, what's his face?
Public humiliation needs to happen.
Yes, shame. Walk them, throw cabbages at this bitch because I'm tired. Nobody has time.
Yeah.
Also, I am just so perplexed and disgusted by the amount of you niggas that have needed police intervention to stop y'all from gathering in crowds. I don't understand. I'm so confused. There's a choir in Washington like earlier this month that went ahead and had rehearsal anyway. I read 45 of them niggas out of like 60 something got coronavirus. 2 of them died.
Jesus.
All kinds of shit like that. I read some other church decided that they wanted to have the doors open as all of this was going on. Karaoke party in the UK got shut down. Police shut down parties in Jersey, Maryland. I saw a video on the Shade Room of niggas in Broward County on I-95 mocking the police, running around in the street with their cars just wide open. And now, I'm not surprised you niggas ain't got nothing better to do. But at the same time, it's like, really? This is what we're doing? Not even far from where I'm at right the fuck now. Police had to go down to the pier over here on the West Side Highway because a Navy hospital ship was coming in and they decided to go out there and get it all on the gram and cheer and scream and do all of that stuff. Like shoulder to shoulder. And someone had to call. The police were there.
Oh my God.
Police were there and not sending them bitches home. Someone had to actually call them and be like, hey, so this isn't what Cuomo was talking about. I feel like maybe we should do something about it before police were then, ordered to get the girls to disperse and take their motherfucking asses home. Bitch, again, I understand being at home. For 24 consecutive hours is just unheard of for a lot of y'all. I understand that many of you do happy hour Monday to Friday. And, this is just not something that you're comfortable with. I understand that a lot of the Aries community has been like, bitch, let me tell you something. What I'm not going to do is wait till 2021 to celebrate my birthday. We're doing it. A lot of you motherfuckers, listen, you're going to either get sick or get someone else sick.
Yep.
And not only are you then going to have to deal with that, we're going to have to wait even longer before we may go the fuck out again. Just stay at home.
Please.
Order a puzzle. Get some crayons and a coloring book. Raise your children. Anything new that you haven't tried before. And just sit still and manage. My nigga, that Bruce Clementine that they call a president has already talked about how April 30th is the day that he's extending, I think, these national guidelines or whatever the fuck he's pretending to give a shit about. Girl, chill the fuck out. I understand. Literally, this is literally inconvenient for just about everybody.
Right.
So I don't understand, especially seeing all of them dumbass white Laguna Beach looking ass children who are out celebrating spring break or whatever, laughing in the face of Rona. And then it's not going to be serious until it is your grandma, your grandpappy, your mama, daddy, or auntie, or cousin, or son, or daughter, or whatever the fuck. Then it's like, oh my goodness, here's the GoFundMe link. Listen, nigga, it's a lot, but it also isn't soups complicated. Stay the fuck at home. Even if you feel well. There are people who aren't showing symptoms, or just the fact that you could go and then catch it, spread it to somebody the fuck else is going to spread it to 15 more people before the hour closes. You know what I mean? Just chill. It is so annoying to see people who are just being completely decidedly defiant in these situations, knowing how long we already got to wait, and then the fact that we may have to wait even fucking longer. The girls have shown you charts. The girls have had their red table talk. What more do you need to understand how this shit works? Stay the fuck at home so that we can get past this. We're already behind in terms of treatment, research, testing, all of it. We're literally still playing catch up.
All that shit.
We're still playing catch up, and y'all still out here like this is a motherfucking game. It's not the flu. It's not a cold. And yes, those kill people all of the time, every single year too, whatever the fuck. Follow the rules so that we can just get through this. My word. Most people are not having a blast right now. So just get over yourself for a little bit and chill. If you do not need to go out, if you need to go get some water, some milk, some eggs, or whatever to feed your kids and yourself or whatever the fuck, that is, again, something that is essential. That's why grocery stores and places that sell food are still open.
Exactly.
Because people need to eat.
The real essential workers in all this are the people who still have to go to work so that the rest of us don't die. Like the grocery store employees, like the delivery guys. Like,
and you still have motherfucking attitudes with them. Like, keep this in mind. Those motherfuckers who work down at the grocery store and places like that are not androids. They're not Captain Planet. These are people that have families too, have health of their own that they need to be concerned with. And all you're concerned with is getting, you know what I'm saying, whatever your favorite cereal is and having a motherfucking attitude because there's 20 people in the goddamn line and the Rona. Like, what?
Right.
I mean, again, as a huge pessimist, I don't expect much, you know, from anybody, really. But my God, the basics, try them out. Fuck, because it's already hard. It's only going to be harder the more you just say fuck the rules. It's not that deep.
Yes.
It isn't.
Now is the time to be patient in line at fucking Whole Foods. Now is the time to think about the severity of the situation and just exercise a little goddamn patience. The problem with America is that we're all so individualistic and the country has made us that way. And so everybody thinks about themselves and is not thinking about the greater good, the community, which I even hate to use the word community, but that's really what it, and see, that's part of the damn problem. I don't even like to think of myself as being part of a community, but we are, and we need to take care of each other. So like, stay home if you can and don't be a dick when you go out. It's not hard.
It isn't. And that's really all that I
all right.
I know the girls have a lot of feelings about Steven Universe.
So I've been watching, but I have saved the finale. I haven't watched the finale yet. I'm saving it for, I don't even know what, but I don't want it to be over yet.
What's the last episode
you watched? What was the last episode I watched? It was after the fight.
What fight?
The fight.
Jasper?
Yeah, it was after the fight with Jasper, and he was like, you taught me something new. And then I smoked too much weed. I know I've seen
my diamonds.
Yes, I've seen like the next few episodes from there, but I don't want to say goodbye to Steven Universe, so I have not finished it.
I finished it today.
Oh Lord.
I cried.
Oh God.
For a while.
Oh no.
All I will say is that Steven Universe is such an important show. I really wish that I had a show like that when I was a young person. A lot of the stuff that they talk about on that show that touched me are stuff that I was kind of aware of, but I'm just so thankful that it's in this form. It's such an entertaining show. It's so beautifully written. And I also think that it was very wise of them to make Steven Universe Future its own limited series.
Yep.
Because like the subject matter is a bit different, but it's so fucking important and it's so relatable. And like you had to have seen the episode though that when he goes to the hospital and Connie's mom diagnoses him, or like sort of tries to diagnose him. Like I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but I'm just saying like such an amazing show. Rebecca Sugar, y'all did the fuck out of this series. I'm going to miss it so much. Like I said, I was in a puddle of tears. It is so beautiful, so important, and it's literally probably not only one of the best animated series is of all time, but definitely in my opinion, probably one of the best shows, period.
Yeah,
ever. Just because of the way that it's delivered, the things that it talks about, how aware it is of so many different things and people and places that we come from. And the music, that fucking song, I still stuck in my head, that song from the fucking episode where they go to the skating rink and Stevani like shits on all of the girls. I don't know when.
Oh yes. Oh God. That was a few seasons ago. That was great.
I don't know when. That was a few episodes ago. I don't know when the newest batch of songs are going to come out, but I need them because that song was Steven Universe, so great.
Flawless,
I did catch up.
Flawless show. I'll probably watch it before next week just because I don't want somebody to spoil it for me before I have the chance to look at it. But like I've had to say goodbye to too many shows I love and I don't want to do it again, but you know, all good things come to an end. Thank you, Rebecca Sugar, my non-binary king, because
fuck
yes.
Out.
Thank you to the cast.
So good.
Yes, thank you to everybody who works on the show.
I know they also wanted us to talk about Tiger King. I haven't really watched.
Please.
I mean, I've only seen the first 2 episodes of Tiger King
Please,
so far,
I'm
so I don't
tired.
know the full circle of it. But it's just about white crazy people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crazy white people.
I mean, I've been tagged nonstop because it takes place in Oklahoma and people are shocked.
And Florida.
Oh.
And so.
See there now. So people are like shocked that I haven't been lying about Oklahoma, but I actually have heard this story before. This is not my first time hearing the story. It was a long time ago, though, like probably 15 years or so ago. I don't remember exactly, but I've definitely heard this story. So I don't have any interest in watching it on Netflix. And yes, white people in Oklahoma are just that crazy. Yes, they do be keeping all kinds of exotic animals and treating them terrible and treating the people around. All of the shit, everything that you saw, every piece of redneck foolishness is all real. So.
Because it's like, okay, so you have the one nigga in Oklahoma who's gay and has like his whole crew of ex-cons and his like tradie husbands and then all of these cats. And then this motherfucker who, I don't remember where Doc Antle is, but he's like a predator. He's kind of like a sexual predator.
Oh, shit. Okay.
He has like all of these quote unquote wives / girlfriends that have been working on his property since they were like in 17 or whatever the fuck. And he gets them implants and all kinds of shit like that. And whatever the fuck is banging his employees and shit like that. And then you got good old Carol Baskin. Hey, you cool cats and kittens. She's down in Florida with her big cat rescue and allegedly fed her husband to some tigers. And she, you know, reports these other 2 white people because they abuse their cats and they don't love their cats and their cats need more space. And she's super obsessed with cats, even though she does the exact same thing as the rest of these motherfuckers.
Oh, shit.
And meanwhile, I'm just looking in at the eyes of these tigers. And what I see is these cats saying, as soon as I get the chance, I'm eating that motherfucker.
As soon as I do. Yep.
As I get the opportunity, I am going to chomp on your ass.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the end of it. There was one bit where this woman who looks a bit studly, so I like her. I think she's like the only woman that has like a little interview piece on Joe's property. She got her arm bitten off during the filming at some point. And I was like, oh, girl, why'd it have to be her? She's the one I like. And went right back to work. Sitting doing an interview with this amputated arm and things like that and whatnot, and we're just hanging out. And they're just adamant that these cats love them and they've bonded because they've been raising these kittens since they were 3 weeks old and things of that nature. And they play with them and wrestle with them and shit like that. And I'm like, those tigers are going to fucking eat you.
As soon as they can.
They are tigers. They don't. And I'm thinking about like domestic cats be like at 1 minute, you know, Tabby will be like, you are my very best friend and I love you ever so much and I'm happy to be here and thank you for feeding me. And the next minute they're like, bitch, you come 1 step closer.
Yes.
And I'm going to rip out your throat.
Correct.
And then I'm going to go and get on the fence, call my homegirl, and we're going to laugh about it. So what do you want to do? Because you can die today. So
that's exactly how cats act.
I can't imagine that a large lion, tiger, jaguar, bobcat is any different. They're like, let me tell you something, Joe. Today is not the day.
So,
and I'm gonna take your leg
Yeah.
as soon as you come over here, bitch.
Just-
Play with me if you want.
if I get one little taste of you, that's the end of you. I need you to know that right now.
Because all of them animal people who like come down to your school or they'll do things or like on TV or whatever, they always have the animal that like swipes at them real quick and they'd be like, oh, he's real playful today.
Is that what it is?
This is how we are, we're just real playful. No, bitch.
I be swiping at him
That
too.
was your life.
We do it back and forth. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever you need
Bullet
to say.
just missed. But the next time,
Next time, girl.
that is going to be your Adam's apple, bitch. Keep playing a game. Like what?
Yeah, I don't fuck with wildlife like that, and I don't fuck with white Oklahoma like that. But I'm glad y'all are enjoying the show, and I'm glad y'all understand a little bit better where I come from.
They're like, oh, we make all this money because everybody wants the experience of being this close with a tiger and cradling a tiger cub and getting up close with them.
No, I
think that they're beautiful. I think that big cats are gorgeous, gorgeous creatures. I have never in my life ever wanted to be close to one of them.
That's right.
Can't say that I have. So shout out to Joe Exotic and his husband and his 3 teeth. Our husbands. Mama went down to one of the schools and was doing like an anti-drug animal magic show and told them kids, don't do drugs because then you lose your teeth and then you won't have any friends. And I was like, bitch, I would have been the student that raised my hands like, I have a question. So I heard you say that you do drugs, you lose your teeth. I've counted among you and your associates here 5 teeth total. So...
And they say, yes, that's correct.
In the words of Oprah, what is the truth?
It's a cautionary tale. Oklahoma, it either still is or it used to be the meth capital of the United States. So to say that we have a meth problem is an understatement. Them motherfuckers are out there meth the fuck out. You would hear the stories on the news once, twice a week about somebody's fucking trailer in the middle of nowhere getting blown the fuck up because they was in there cooking that fucking meth. So,
like, girl, what? His first husband is sitting his interview with no shirt on.
Oh God!
And approximately,
you're gonna make me watch this, aren't you?
It's terrible, but it's like,
oh my God!
It's just white people whining and thinking that
saying.
they're not doing anything wrong, even though they're like all crazy. So I don't know. I'm sure your time could be better served.
Yeah, I have a lot to do actually on my Animal Crossing island. We're very busy nowadays. We've been expanding. Oh, yeah. We've been making
I just expanded mine as well.
Yeah, my house is getting up there. We've got fruit trees everywhere. I have every fruit, so let me know if you need some. And I just have oranges at the moment. I've been installing ramps on that bitch, all kind of shit. So I've been hard at work. I
don't trust Tom Nook. He's a capitalist.
Oh, something wrong with that man.
Very demented.
Yeah, something wrong with that man.
But you know what? I'm taking it slowly but surely. Isabel just came through for me and was like, hey, girls,
yes. I love Isabel.
I'm going to be working.
I get some cute clothes at her shop.
In the museum, we be hanging out and things of that nature. But I was gagged because this is my first Animal Crossing game. And it works in real time.
Yeah.
So whatever, time it is of day is how it is in the game. And a lot of times it'll be like, oh, such and such will be here tomorrow, or construction of it will be here tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay. And I assume that is just so like kids will actually turn the game off.
Right.
And won't be playing it all night. So I'm like 2-3 days deep in Animal Crossing, still got my tent and my little whatever as tools. And I look at other people playing and the girls have governors and like subways.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? How did y'all get this far?
I told myself,
wait a minute. The game came out the same time for everybody. And I just realized the little things I'm doing wrong. It's very addictive and adorable.
Yeah. I told myself I wasn't going to time travel, but that went out the window very quick. I get through like 3 days on the game in one day.
See, I don't even know nothing about time traveling yet. I just be fishing, catching wasps.
And you know what? Don't even look it up because I'm too deep in. I'm done joining these different groups about turnips and investing properly and changing codes so we can go sell turnips on each other's islands. Like, I'm in way too deep. You stay where you are. Don't come over here to Team Crazy because we doing a lot.
I've been taking it bit by bit.
Yeah,
like, as soon as them trees stop giving me wood or like all the rocks have been hit, I'd be like, I guess I'm going to bed, girl. Like,
oh no, not me. I've been hustling for them miles, and now I'm hustling for every upgrade. I need a 5-star rating, but you haven't got there yet. I'm gonna leave it alone.
No, I don't even know anything about that either. I have like 15,000 miles. And I probably have about 75,000 bells.
You need to use them damn miles to get a nuke ticket and then go to a random island. That's how you get your money.
Oh, but see, I do that all of the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I buy them nuke tickets all of the time.
Okay,
but like,
good.
Just, it gives you miles like every 3 seconds. You just be minding your business.
Yes.
It's like, hey, here's a new batch of miles.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
The more you do, the more miles they give you. So I took full advantage of that. And then when I was done for the day, I just lied on about what time it was on my Switch and reopened the app and went right back to it.
Oh, that's what y'all hoes be doing. That explains everything.
Yeah, I turned off that sync with the internet shit real quick.
I was like, how do you make your character the president? I didn't know that you could do that. I still have a tan and just a little fireplace.
Oh no, I haven't had a 10 in so long. And I started playing the game actually a few days after everybody else. I didn't even open it at first, and I'm just addicted. So
I got it the day it came out.
Me too.
And locked back on, and the girls have forests, gardens, parks, all kinds of metro system. I'm like, what am I thought it was just day by day.
Oh, it is,
whatever.
but we're not doing that. We have lots of time, so we're playing.
I also bounce between a million games at the same time.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
because that's just how my attention is set up. So
it's just
I'm probably about to go
and Breath of the
jump
Wild
back in there and work on my loan payment because.
Oh, yes. This nigga, the loans just get bigger and bigger, like ridiculously. Like they're not to scale at all, but.
Because he'd be like.
He's a crook.
This island actually needs electricity. You should help me set it up.
Yeah.
Of course, that's going to cost you 500,000 bells.
Right.
Bitch, what the fuck? Like, girl, this
so
is your
where
plan.
am I supposed to get all these bells from? How,
like,
bitch?
what the fuck? Well, yeah, that's about it for this episode.
Yeah, that is it. Thanks for tuning in to The Read. Check us out at thisistheread.com. We are on social media at thisistheread. And don't forget to check out ThredUp. They make shopping sustainably so much easier. They're the largest online thrift store with all your favorite brains. They probably got those too, but all your favorite brands on sale for up to 90% off estimated retail price. Get your exclusive offer of 30% off your first order when you go to thredup.com/read. Again, thredup.com/read for 30% off your first order. Terms do apply. And yeah, go check them out. Anything else for you, friend, before we get out of here?
Nothing else that I have in mind at the moment. Stay safe, everybody. Stay inside unless you absolutely, positively must go out, meaning you are going to get food or going to care for your health, walk your dog, other things.
Going to work.
That mean going to work, those kinds of things. Not, Sunday brunch.
Right. I know y'all miss it, but
10 of your friends. Like, the better that we do at this, the quicker that we can get back to you getting drunk off mimosas and bellinis on Sunday.
Amen.
Probably.
Amen.
So let's do the right thing. Like Spike Lee. Shut up. Let me be quiet.
Yes, please, because it's just too much. It's too much. All right, y'all.
Shout out to Spike Lee.
That's right. See y'all next week.